Today I saw something very intriguing, something that got me thinking, and it began to get me wonder, why is it that the poor is always against the poor? Because of what I saw today. I was at Barnes to buy some of the equipment I use for my content creating. And I saw something that began to get me wondering, because I'm somebody that actually, work with the rich, work with the poor. And when you see the way the level of energy the poor, dispense in trying to work against the poor, and the way the rich have actually find a way of working together and settling their own issues without any stress. So today in Barnes, I saw they hired some men, all these guys some security guys, and what they were doing is just to run after those women that come to hawk, and they will just be arresting them to make sure that they don't sell. You understand? But let me tell you one thing. Have you ever seen where a rich is trying to maybe encroach in another rich man's space? You understand? They will just settle it. Let me give you an example. Sometimes when you see a vehicle, I've seen it severally, that maybe a vehicle blocked a vehicle. And maybe when the rich man comes out and see that the vehicle that blocked his vehicle is a vehicle that runs into millions, he wouldn't complain. When the person comes out, they will just settle it amicably, and they say, oh, no. So, and they will just settle it, and they will exchange contact, and they will just give out from there. They've even gotten to know themselves. But if it's a car that is not of that level, that blocked, you see the rich man, it will not take it lightly. And if you see now an average car blocking an average car, sometimes it will even lead to fight among those two poor people. You understand? They will use poor people to set up poor people. You see poor people will be the one running after poor people, catching them, arresting them, seizing their goods. And the rich people who send them are over there doing their own thing. That is the big problem. So when it comes to the issue of security, you see poor people, you see somebody steals something that doesn't really make sense. And they will just rush him, they will mob him, they will unalive him. But you see rich people, in their own corner, they are stealing billions. And nobody is complaining. It's just the way it is. So I keep on wondering, could it be a time that the poor people will always understand that they need to work together in order to achieve a better society for themselves? Because if they continue to go in loggerhead against themselves and being set up by the rich to fight against themselves, they will never find a common understanding to fix the society that have actually changed them and put them in the situation they find themselves. So that's just my thought. Just tell me what you think about it on the comment section. Bye.